Hassan is in Cambridge. Hi, Hassan.
Yeah, hello. Hi, Ian. Ian, in the 2019 elections, 86% of the Muslims in the country voted for Labour. Now, they are very disappointed by Starmer's position on the Gaza-Israel crisis, and we've had multiple councillors resigning in protest to Labour policy. What does the panel think will happen to this Muslim vote bank, which could be anything between a million and a half voters who always stuck with Labour?
It has been quite interesting that Keir Starmer has been in some ways more hardline than Rishi Sunak in his reaction to this. It could make a difference, I guess, in some marginal seats as to how Muslim voters vote at the next election. Christine, I don't know if that might affect your seat at all.
I don't know. I think it's too early to say what long-term the reaction is going to be in a general election to what has happened in the past week. I think emotions are running very high at the moment, and people are reacting to the immediate news, and they're reacting right away. What I think we have seen in Parliament, however, is largely unanimity on all the benches about the situation. We have all condemned Hamas. We have all said that Israel has a right to defend itself. And we are all concerned about the humanitarian catastrophe that we have to avoid in Gaza. And I think when it comes to a general election, that will be reflected in the way people vote.
Yeah. I'm looking at the clock. We're heading towards the news, so I'm going to ask you all to be quite brief on this one, Jonathan.
I would challenge the questioner, because I'm not sure if Muslims voted about Labour's foreign policy. I would have thought they were voting much more on their economic and social policy. And as for Keir Starmer, what has he said? The legitimate defence of a sovereign state and care for civilians. If you're against those two, I'm not sure what your moral compass is.
Well, I think this results from an interview he did on RBC at the Labour conference, in which he said Israel has the right to defend itself how it sees fit, potentially including withholding water and power supplies. So I think that's what people objected to.
Which is withholding water supplies is much better than sending over bombs and missiles. And Israel has not gone in, and not only did they give them 24 hours notice, it's been 4 days now.
Karen?
This should not be about Muslims against Jews. This is a humanity against terrorism. And if we look back at history, look back at 9/11, Al-Qaeda, what did we do? We went in, and it was the only time Article 5 of NATO's been implemented. We destroyed Al-Qaeda. Then after that, you have ISIS. Then you have Hamas. Then you have Islamic Jihad. Then you have Hezbollah. Then you have the IRGC. But Hamas has really come to the fore since 2005. Then you've got the IRGC in Iran that should be proscribed. It is one terrorism after the other. We cannot allow this to continue. This is not to do with Muslims against Jews.
Only to say that I agree with Christian. I think these sort of things are said in the heat of the moment. I don't think it'll make a blind bit of difference come the general election. I was proud of the fact that today the entire House stood together, and that both Starmer and Sunak were absolutely as one. I'm proud of that. I think that was a great day for British democracy.